everybody. Today we're going to be talking about classifying angles. So this is more or less an introductory type of lesson on different types of angle measures. So we have acute, right, obtuse. We will also be talking about complementary versus supplementary, which kids get mixed up a lot of times. We may even throw in some algebraic approaches to this in order to solve for x with missing angles. We'll have to see how far it goes, but I think otherwise it's a good lesson as a referral if you forgot the differences between complementary and supplementary, but definitely a good stepping stone as we move into more of the advanced types of measurements and problems that involve angle measures. So enjoy, make sure you're subscribing, liking, commenting, all that will help me out. All right, so let's take a look at some of the definitions of different types of angles. The first one we have is an acute angle, which is an angle measure greater than 0 degrees but less than 90. So these look like rather small or narrow angles, and think of the word acute. It's cute because it's tiny. A right angle, which is used a lot in construction, is an angle measure exactly equal to 90 degrees. That's our right angle. An obtuse angle is an angle measure that's greater than 90 degrees but less than 180 degrees. So I think of the word obese, obtuse, it's rather large. A straight angle, which looks a lot like a flat line, which it is an angle measure equal to exactly 180 degrees. And then a reflex angle, which we don't see a lot of, but they are there, are angle measures that are greater than 180 degrees but less than 360 degrees. All right, here's a visual interpretation of your different types of angle measures. So the first one we have is acute. Notice that it's narrowly open up right here, okay? Our right angle is usually indicated by a box. Well, it always is, actually. All right, so right angles are 90 degrees. It's usually indicated by a box, which you see a lot in construction, as I said before. Obtuse, slightly leaning back, all right, but not completely flat, is your obtuse angle. Straight angle is just like we said, a straight line. And then the one we don't see as much is almost like it's hyperextended, is your reflex angle, which is larger than 180 degrees but less than 360 degrees. All right, another good thing to mention is our complementary versus supplementary angles, which a lot of kids get confused with. So complementary angles are the sum of angles equal 90 degrees. So we have C, 90. I'll show you what that means in a minute. Supplementary are the sum of the angles equal 180 degrees. So S, 180. Notice C comes first in the alphabet, 90 degrees comes first on the number line. S comes second in the alphabet compared to C, 180 comes next. Another way you can look at it is if you take complementary, we'll just write the first couple letters here, you can turn this right into 90 degrees. And if you take the first couple letters of supplementary here, you can turn that S into an 8, this into a 0, 180 degrees. Another great way to memorize that. All right, and then what they're asking us to do here is to state whether the angles are complementary, supplementary, or neither. So you should have the luxury of being able to draw right here. Notice that the P is the middle for all these, which means that this is your vertices. So you have J, P, K, that's one angle measure. And then you have K, P, L. And they're next to each other. Doesn't always mean that they're supplementary or complementary, but this will make a 90-degree angle. So this will be complementary angles. We'll abbreviate there. All right, so let's erase this. All right, start with our next one. All right, so if we take a look at the next one, we have L, P, K going along with M, P, L. So this here, all right? So that looks like that's going to also give us a 90-degree angle. So that is complementary. All right, and we'll do this last one here. Let's pick a different color this time. Let's go with pink or whatever this is called. LPM. So we have L, P, M going with K, P, J. All right, now this is a little different because you're going to have to separate them. Or they are separated, so it's hard to state where they're actually at, so you would have to bring them together. So for that one, it looks like if we were to bring them together, it's going to be neither. Okay, which can happen sometimes. All right, now we're going to look at more of an algebraic way of looking at these. So we have to solve for the unknown, which of course is x. So we can hopefully at this point clearly see that this is a complement or supplementary angle, meaning that the magic number is 180 degrees. We know that if we add x plus 122, that we should get 180 degrees. So all we have to do to figure out the missing angle is to subtract by 122 degrees, and x is simply going to be 58 degrees, which makes sense because since this is a little smaller, this is an acute angle, it definitely should be smaller than 90 degrees. All right, this one we're going to set equal to 90 degrees because we should see that this is a complementary angle. We know that if we combine x with the 35, that'll get us that 90 degrees. We'll simply subtract the 35 degrees, right? And then here, x will equal 55 degrees. Almost the same angle measure, all right? So taking an algebraic way of looking at this, in some cases there might involve two-step equations. We might see that later in a different video, but otherwise it's pretty straightforward. Make sure you're looking at those previous slides to know the difference between complementary and supplementary. That's where I see the biggest issues.